Islamabad, at least 6 people are dead and 200 others wounded following clashes between police and Islamist activists in the Pakistani capital of Islamabad. Protests erupted across Pakistan on Saturday, compelling the government to call out army troops and paramilitary rangers after nightfall to restore order in cities and towns filled with angry crowds. The nationwide protests developed after security forces in the capital launched a crackdown on thousands of religious demonstrators. Conflict began when police fired tear gas and rubber bullets at demonstrators camped on the Faizabad highway interchange outside Islamabad, who fought back with clubs and stones. At least 6 people have been killed in the clashes and 4 have been identified, Deba Shaz from Islamabad's rescue department said on Sunday. The demonstrators had initially called for a federal minister to be fired over a religious controversy, but by midday, many protesters were demanding that entire government step down. By evening, police had retreated and the protesters had regrouped, with more supporters joining them. The confrontation came 4 months after Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif was ousted by the Supreme Court, leaving the country in the hands of a caretaker Prime Minister and cabinet from Sharif's party. The protests began on November the 8th over a proposed change in election laws, just a few words of text, that weakened an oath that all candidates for public office must repeat, swearing they believe that Muhammad was the final prophet. Pakistan's population is 95% Muslims. Get the latest news and updates emailed straight to your inbox. By submitting your email, you are agreeing to Fairfax Media's terms and conditions and privacy policy. The government swiftly apologized for the clerical error, but the protest leaders continued to push for further action, especially the firing of the law minister, Sahid Hamid. Army officials first urged the government to respond peacefully, saying that violent confrontation was not in the national interest, but police and civilian officials seemed overwhelmed by the day-long outpouring of unrest. As the day progressed, other demonstrators closed off highways, shut down sections of metropolitan Rawalpindi, Karachi and Lahore, and filled scores of public squares and crossroads across the vast country of 207 million. Officials blocked all television news channels at mid-afternoon, but information traveled by phone and text messages. Protesters attacked and injured a legislator from the ruling party and vandalized the home Mr. Hamid. The protests were spearheaded by a movement dedicated to defending the honor of Muhammad and the country's strict laws against religious blasphemy. The group reveres a man who assassinated a provincial governor in 2011 because the official had defended a Christian woman accused of blaspheming against Islam. The leader of the protest movement, Maulvi Kadim Allama Hussain Rizvi